Senecure 44 and SFTS Radio. Today we're having Kizzo of Kizzotainment as our guest. So Kizzo, how are you today?
Pretty good. I'm doing good.
You doing good today?
Yeah.
We've had Kizzo in before, but we want to make sure that we keep his face fresh.
Yeah.
All right, I have a few questions we're going to ask Kizzo. You will hear the song playing in the background. Kizzo, how many years have you been entertaining us?
I started, my first performance was at 15.
Okay.
I'll say that.
And you want to leave it at that?
Yeah, that's the first official one. I was 15.
You were 15.
Yeah.
So you don't want to tell us how many years. Just leave it at 50. You were 15.
Knock on wood, I can keep going.
Okay. How did you know that performing was for you at the age of 15?
Because my group members told me it was, and they made me do it. I didn't want to do it.
Your group members?
Yeah, my group members, they made me do it. I backed out one time, and they didn't let me back out on this one. And so, you know, I liked the response. I liked what we did, and that was it.
Do you remember who your group members were?
Yeah, I do. The group was called Royalty. It was, I'm gonna go by our names. It was K Smooth, that's me, Fresh Ice, T Boogie, R.I.P., MC Lad, and Dre.
Okay. All right. So you were in a group for about how long? If you can remember that far back, since you don't want to tell us.
Yeah, well, I was 15, so I was in a group before. The group was going before that, so
Okay.
all 4 years of high school, I was in the group.
Okay.
So yeah, the whole thing started with the group for me.
Well, according to the song that I hear playing in the background, tell me, was this the style of music that you were doing at that time?
No, nah, absolutely not. I wish I was doing that style of music back then, but no, we were some kind of we were a Kid and Play New Edition
okay.
group. Belleville DeVoe, singing, dancing, something like that.
Okay, so well, what brought you here? This song is called Close.
Close, yeah.
Okay, so did you write this song yourself?
Yeah, I wrote it, and then my brother, Chris Dodd Tracks produced it, and his tracks always kind of bring out a different element into songwriting for me. So we worked together on a lot of songs recently.
Okay.
And that's one of them.
Okay, so what brought you to this style of music?
Time and opportunity. I mean, like I say, I was in high school, so when you're in high school, I wasn't a vocalist. I'm not a vocalist now, but I wasn't even close to being a vocalist in high school, so that wasn't an option for me to do something like this. But the rest of it was just growth, just growing. To perform this kind of song, just growth.
Okay.
Constantly recording, constantly releasing music. But to write this kind of, I've always written this kind of music, just not for myself. And you know, eventually you don't have people to write for at a certain point in time. You jump in there and do it yourself.
So if you're not a vocalist, you are
I'm an artist. I mean, I'm a creator, and I'm an artist. I'm a recording artist.
okay.
But I don't consider myself a vocalist because that's not a word you can use loosely. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, I got some people featuring on some music on some of these songs, like Billy Cook. That's a vocalist.
Okay.
You know, I'm a recording artist.
Okay. So, and you're also a songwriter.
Well, I'm a songwriter first.
You're a songwriter first.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
songwriter first.
All right. All right. So now, singing. Let's do it this way. Let's say music. Music. Was it your first love? Was that your dream?
I used to say no, but then I think back, and then I realized that it probably was. I used to say no because I wanted to play basketball, but I didn't make any basketball teams. But I was in choir, and then we won all the talent shows. But actually, it probably was my first love because I remember running around in the project singing, you know, songs and can memorize songs quick and dancing and doing stuff around the house that I look at it now and it's like, I like doing that stuff before I like doing anything else. So maybe it was meant for me to do that. Maybe, I mean, I probably did love it before I realized it.
Okay. So in the music industry, since you've been doing it for so long, do you consider yourself a person who's still chasing a dream, or do you consider yourself as a successful person in the music industry?
I'm not chasing. I'm not chasing the dream. That's for sure. I consider myself successful by my own standards in the fact that when I was 15, and me and my friend MsSsugahC used to sit outside in the projects and wish for what we want to do with our life, and we used to wish for, you know, family and things like that. And you know, I basically had two things that I used to wish for. I wanted to meet somebody, you know, that was special, that I could spend my life with, and I wanted to do music. And I did both. So I wasn't specific on the status or level I wanted to do music. So earlier on, I probably would have said I wasn't successful. I was definitely chasing, but not now. Not now. Not when I look back on the stuff that I was able to do.
So is it difficult to balance the things that you dreamed of during that time, the family, the music, the everyday life? Is it difficult to balance it, or do you have a special technique?
It used to be hard to balance because I would look at it as what I felt like I had to do and what I had to be, and what other people needed from me, and just all, you know, all those different kind of things. But now it's easier to balance because I just kind of take all the elements of what I am in life. Like I used to section things off. You know, I'm an artist. You know, have a family, or at the time I didn't have a family, or whatever. I have to do this, I have to do that. But when I wake up in the morning, I'm me, and everything that happens during the course of that day is what I have to do. It's what I do, and the thing that takes precedence on any given day is the most important thing that day, and then the next day I'll go to the next thing. So.
Okay, well, I understand that you have a large, fairly large catalog of music out there, and so what I want you to do is just let everyone know where they can hear your music if they want to go and listen to it.
Oh yeah, you can go to my website, kizzotainment.com. I try to keep my music on there, videos and different things you can look at and get into. iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Google Play, Reverb Nation, YouTube. It's out there. Google Charles, Kizzo, Kizzy, and that's me, not the other ones. That's me.
All right, well, it's been great having you in again. And we look forward to hearing some more of your music real soon.
Oh yeah, real soon.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.